So you're probably searching for a video on how to replace the brake lever on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. You've definitely come to the right place. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Urlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. Thanks for checking back in this video. We are going to show you how to replace your brake lever on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. It's pretty much consistent. It's not going to matter what model or year it is, as they remain pretty much the same. With that said, let's get wrenching. Okay, little tip trick is on the brake side. We're up at the control clusters. This is the brake lever. You want to make sure there's a little brake light switch in there. That's what activate and deactivate your brake light. You can see it's a little plastic switch in there. And so what you want to make sure and do is we're going to put a cardboard shim so that this brake lever stays depressed like that. And what that does is, as we're putting this back together especially, it keeps the pressure off that switch, because if you don't do that and you just try to put everything back on, it's going to shear that switch off. So make sure you shim it. All right, the first thing he's doing, just with a Torx T25, you've got one on the bottom to get this control cluster off. And I move up, and there's one right on the top. All right, and once you have the top and bottom off, this control cluster just splits apart. All right, and now he's going to take off this half clamp. It's a Torx T27, just two of them there. And with his other hand, he's taking that top one off. He's supporting the entire assembly so it doesn't fall on the bike. All right, and with that last bolt free there, you can take off the half clamp. That frees up our brake reservoir and our lever so we can work on replacing that. All right, and so there's a pin that goes through holding the brake lever on. There's just a snap ring on it. He's got snap ring pliers, as you can see. And you just remove that off the bottom of the pin. Now with the snap ring removed, he can remove this pin. He's just pushing on it. And of course, he's supporting everything, pushing the pin through, and then he'll turn it over here. And with just a simple prying tool, a trim tool in this case, he can just pry up to work that pin out the top. And with that, he worked the pin out and his lever is free. All right, now he's got his new lever. He's just going to work that in there and line the pin up here. All right, and he's just lining everything up, and he's going to push that pin through. All right, and he's just finishing up here. He lined it all up. We had to take the mirror off just because the pin was trying to go in at an angle. But all right, he's got a snap ring on his pliers there. He's going to apply that to the bottom of the pin. All right, and he's just putting his cardboard shim back in there so we don't damage the switch. Again, this is an older bike, and it has a different style switch in there that can be sheared off if you don't put a cardboard shim. Okay, and before we put the lever back on, we wanted to show you these older style bikes. They have this straight, kind of like a switch, pin switch. And when you put that back on, if you do not shim it, you'll actually shear it with the very lever that you're putting back in. So by shimming it, it will keep it out until it's such time everything's put back together properly and it can seat on there. All right, and he's bringing his brake reservoir now that the new lever's on it. Of course, his half clamp. Lining everything up, and he's just going to finger start these T Torx 27 bolts, top and bottom. Always a good time when you're in here, guys, just to lube your cables up if you have a throttle cable. And this is just a little Harley-Davidson lube. There's tons of different brands, but you can just pump it down into the cable itself. That's what he's doing. All right, and he's putting the switch housing back together. And remember, top and bottom is what he's doing. These are Torx T25s. And just working on the bottom one, and we haven't really tightened anything down yet. Until you get everything lined up, it can cause problems. So just get everything started. He'll line it up. He'll put the rider on the bike, figure out exactly where he wants, and then we'll tighten everything down. Now that he's got the rider on the bike and we got these in the proper position where he wants them, now he's snugging everything down. Tighten about another quarter turn. Don't strip these out. And now that everything's secured, now we can take that cardboard shim out. I hope you appreciated that video. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you're notified when we come out with new free videos, because we have a ton in the works for you guys. Thumbs up, give it a like, share it with all your biker friends. I hope you're well. I definitely hope you're getting some riding in.